I don't know if you hate your job. I don't know if you have a child that has special needs that requires extra attention. I don't know if you're on the verge of divorce. I don't know if you're happy. I don't know if you want to take a vacation, start a non-profit, help someone in need. Unbelievable list of things that this person is implying that you could do by joining Epicure, by selling like $10 spice mixes. Hello lovely people, my name is Emma, welcome back to my channel, welcome if you haven't been here before. I'm very excited about today for a number of reasons. It's been a hot minute since I've done a proper deep dive into a company that is new to me. Before we get started, I just want to bring two things to your attention, if you will permit me. First of all, Frog Detective. We are going to solve so many mysteries together. The second thing is that this video is sponsored. A sponsor? On my channel? It's more likely than you'd think. Let me take a moment to tell you all about this, our first sponsor. Atlas VPN is a tool that encrypts your data and hides your virtual location by giving you a new IP and DNS address. In simple terms, it makes your browsing more secure and keeps your data safe. It sounds complicated, but Atlas is super user-friendly and intuitive. You can literally get it running in 60 seconds, which is great if you're an internet grandma like me. Let's not talk about the time I thought TikTok was a rapper. Atlas VPN is running a huge discount right now. You can get their 3-year deal for just $1.39 a month with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Please do check out the link in the description. I'm so excited to be able to bring a sponsor to you guys that I use myself. I have had offers before, but it's important to me that I can share something I genuinely like and have tested, which is why my last offer for male grooming products did not go ahead. I've been using Atlas to watch US Netflix. You probably already know that streaming services have geo restrictions, which means you get different movies and TV shows exclusive to different countries. With Atlas VPN, you simply connect to the country you want to watch exclusives from. In my case, it's the US, and then you can finally access What's New Scooby-Doo. I've also been watching some stand-up and some documentaries, but it's mostly Scooby-Doo, to be honest. For my lovely US viewers, you can connect to UK servers and get access to some of my favourite shows on Netflix, like Walking with Dinosaurs, Red Dwarf, Humans, you will cry but it's worth it. Please do check out the link in the description, grab the discount while you can, there is that 30-day money-back guarantee. Thank you so much to Atlas VPN for supporting my channel and to you guys for listening and checking them out. I could totally go into advertising, right? What do you think? Let's get on to the video. So, today we are going to be talking about a company called Epicure. This is not something I had heard of before this week, so I have to thank Tiarna, who is a lovely patron, who sent me a message on Patreon about this company. It does indeed deserve a thorough looking at and probably a little bit of a roasting. If you're not familiar with multi-level marketing and these kind of rundowns, I'll just very quickly explain. Multi-level marketing, in my opinion, is a pyramid scheme with extra steps. It's extremely difficult to make money in these companies, but they really portray it as though that is not the case. People show off these incredible lifestyles like you could easily get to the top and become a millionaire and live out all your dreams, but the reality is even the people who are near the top of an MLM scheme rarely make something close to minimum wage. So I'm going to do my usual tactic. I'm going to go through the kind of red flags and I'll split everything up into chapters and take a look at the different aspects of the company. Quick red flag rundown. There's no income disclosure. When I looked up the company, I found loads of reviews from in-house staff accusing the CEO of bullying behavior and a lot of criticism of senior management in general. The products are massively overpriced. There are monthly targets to stay active and qualify as a distributor, and they target health issues despite not even selling health products. So this is going to be a big one, but I'm going to make it as easy to watch as I possibly can. So a little background on the company to start. Epicure started in 1997. A few years later it became an MLM. It now operates in Canada and the US. The current CEO, Amelia Warren, is the daughter of the founder, Sylvie Rochette. They mostly sell seasonings and food mixes. They also sell some cookware and things like that. Their whole angle is healthy eating to target food-related illnesses like obesity and diabetes. I think it's interesting that this is a cookery MLM that is quite similar to things like Pampered Chef, but they've still tried to corner this health and wellness market. So like I said, no income disclosure. While the company has technically been operating a long time, I don't think it's been particularly big for very long. Let's take a quick look at the page on joining on their website because those are always really interesting. Epicure is one of, I was going to say one of many, but I think actually every MLM website I've ever looked at just doesn't have any actual information on being a consultant. There's no, it's just platitudes and God, join today. It's brilliant. It's all brilliant. There's no numbers. There's nothing like that. Like I say, Epicure is the same. My favorite thing about this page is this 100 million reasons to join. 100 million reasons to join. Presumably those 100 million are people who work for the company. Is that the number of direct sellers they have? It's unclear because they haven't listed 100 million reasons. Your recipe for success. Enjoy a meaningful career. Note that, right? Enjoy a meaningful career. It's immediately describing being a distributor as a career. It describes it as a career here as well. Twice it describes it as a career, despite the fact that almost everybody, 95-ish people in MLM in general don't make a profit, but even the people who manage to make it a career, very rarely is it like better than minimum wage, and you would almost certainly have a better career working in literally any other industry. I just think it's interesting that they keep referring to it as a career on their main website, because a lot of MLMs recently have been avoiding scrutiny by people like the FTC by referring to it as a hobby or a side gig. You could make it a career, but only if you work super, super hard, whereas this website says twice this could be a career. It doesn't even say this could be a career, it says enjoy a meaningful career. I think that's a huge mistake because it's enormously misleading and the sort of thing that, the FTC has understandably stamped down on a lot. This is another favourite line of mine. Decide how much you want to work and earn. Decide how much you want to earn. £1 million a day, please. I've decided. I hate this idea they spread that it's like, if you want to earn a lot of money, you just work hard. Because, as I've said a million times, I do not believe that 95% of people, and the majority of these companies target women, I don't believe that 95% of women just don't work hard. The idea that you can decide how much you want to earn is utterly baffling. Epicure offers exceptional consumable food products. That's an interesting way of saying, like, herbs and spices, because it doesn't sell food, not really. Their main products are herbs and spices. Consumable food products.
Tins of textured style afters.
I don't know, that just makes me chuckle. And time-saving cookware. 9 in 10 North Americans are looking for ways to eat more healthily. Everyone is a potential customer. I've heard a lot of MLMs say that as well. It's not true. Most people will buy their cookware elsewhere. We're going to take a more detailed look later, but I'm pretty comfortable saying from my preliminary research that most of your potential customers / everyone can get exactly the same products cheaper elsewhere. To join Epicure, speak to your Epicure consultant today to get signed up, because this is one of those companies where you cannot get any decent information. You have to speak to a local representative first. If you watched my body shop video, it's very similar to that process where you contact customer experience and they put you in contact with your local rep. I will say, based on this website here, but also some reviews I've read, they do actually provide training, which is more than can be said for a lot of companies. They apparently teach you some of the business skills you need, but also genuinely cooking, because cooking parties, cooking classes, I think they like to call them, are a big part of the Epicure business. It is gratifying to see that they do actually provide some training. And of course, there's a fast start program, because they just love to encourage people to go big during the first couple of months. Loads of MLMs do these fast start. I would say nearly all of them do these fast start challenges or whatever, where it's like earn or spend a certain amount of money in the first month and you get this bonus or that bonus or whatever. I'll talk about the hosting in a second, but the fact that your host only gets this gift, I don't know what the VIP host gift is. I assume that's $40 to spend in their store or something like that. The host rewards are terrible. Like I say, we'll talk about that in a minute. Begin building your best life, living my #best life, and inspire others to live theirs. It's absolutely just all of the sort of platitudes and everything's amazing, but here's no information about how it's actually run, apart from, like I say, a little bit of information on the fact that there is training, which is good. Everything else is just sort of, it's amazing. Build your career. You'll change lives, change your own life. It's exactly the same as every other MLM so far, right? I think it's fair in saying that. So this is the page for hosting. This is a relatively common thing in a lot of MLMs as well, where you as a direct seller don't necessarily have to host all of these parties yourself. You can have a friend or somebody you've met on the internet, whatever, can sort of host a class for you, and then you get commission on anything that those people buy during that person's class, and they get some sort of bonus or something. It's a bit like back in the day you would host a home party and you would provide drinks and snacks and your friend would come over and try and sell dildos, or whatever the MLM is. So, host a cooking class. Here's to our incredible community of hosts. So this is a bonus summer thing. Every Friday through August 13th, one lucky cooking class host from the previous week will win a free backyard bash. We'll provide the Epicure product needed and cash for groceries. So basically, one lucky winner gets to sell more products for Epicure. And you get some money for groceries. Wow. This is the important bit though. This is the actual rewards for hosting. Remember, this isn't distributors, this is just hosts. So whoever is distributing the products, they are the ones that get the commission on anything sold. As a host, you just get the benefits listed on this page. Receive free and half-priced products of your choosing, so there's no financial rewards, apart from within that first 30 days, although that, again, was still just a discount on products, I assume. It didn't specify. That's my assumption. Access one additional half-priced item if your guest books their own cooking class at your cooking class. It's like a pyramid within a pyramid, but all you get is half-priced items instead of money. Monthly host specials. Cooking class sales. So, when guests book their own cooking class, you get an extra half-priced item. We just looked at that. When a guest books and holds their own cooking class, they receive a $20 certificate to use towards products at their class. So hold on. So when you book and hold a cooking class, you only get a $20 certificate to use towards products. Like I said, we'll look at products in a bit, so remember that. You only get $20. You get $20 towards products to use at your class, because obviously to host an Epicure class, you need Epicure products to use. That's not gonna come anywhere close to any of the cookware or utensils, so if you wanted to use or show any of their pots and pans or anything, that's gotta come out of your pocket. Because those things are up to, like, I've seen like $200 pots and pans. Like I say, we'll look at a bit, but that $20 is not going to cover any cookware. It's just going to be like herbs and spices. A qualified cooking class has a minimum of 4 buying guests and $250 in sales. So to qualify for any rewards, for them to consider you a cooking class, an actual hosted cooking class, you have to have a minimum of 4 people buy things and bring in at least $250 in sales. For a company that mostly sells herbs and spices, if you convince 4 guests to politely buy something, the chances of you making $250 when, let's be honest, most people are going to buy $8 worth of garlic powder because nobody wants to spend $200 on pots and pans. It must be really difficult. Unless you get an enormous class. Remember, this is selling itself as like teaching your friends and family. I think you would need a lot of people. It just sounds to me like it would be super hard to make any money off of these cooking classes. Do you know what I mean? I can see it being a sales push. I can see it being an awkward sales push to make any money, and then you don't get money. You get up to $49 product credit and half price off one item. This is just the worst deal I've ever heard. I know that if I did this, I would not make $250 in sales from hosting a cooking class. I just wouldn't. There's no way, which means I get nothing back from it. All I've gotten is the $20 certificate to buy things to run the class. Let an Epicure consultant lead you through a fun, personalised cooking experience. Learn how to prepare delicious, quick meals on a budget. So that's hosting and joining. We don't get much information about joining, so let's take a look at the compensation plan. Compensation plan is the next best resource for finding out how much you're going to get working with this company. Remember, this is still all produced by the company. I do always recommend looking up a lot of reviews. See if you can get genuine information on how much money people have made. A lot of the time, people are encouraged to sort of fake it till you make it, so even that, it's hard to verify. But definitely reach outside of the company's own resources, because they will always try and sell it as the best thing ever. But definitely have a detailed look at the compensation plan before you sign up to any business. From limitless income opportunities, that's not true. I don't believe that. To amazing travel rewards and tons of perks, hello early access to new products. Whew, I can't wait to get early access to that new chili powder. The Epicure compensation plan has something for everyone. I mean, it's meant to have money. It's meant to be money, right? You're working a job. They called it a career. It's meant to be money. You're not meant to join because you want a discount on free products. You're a salesperson. Here's where they do this dodgy roundabout thing, whether you're looking to simply earn some extra cash or build a booming global business. Whereas on their website, on all the information that is easily publicly available, they talk about it being a career. Here, within the compensation plan, when you've probably already got people super interested and ready to sign up, that's when they say, you could earn some extra cash. I think this page is really interesting because everything is earn up to. From my preliminary research, and there's an article that I'll share in the description that has an interview with the company, they state that you start at 25%. This earn up to 33% is presumably way up the ranks and not representative of people starting out, which is what a compensation plan should be, because people are reading this at the start of their journey. So it should say earn 25% on everything you sell, then earn up to, because it doesn't mention that on this page. It's just earn up to and the decent rewards, right? Earn up to 5% on your personal team sales, build the pyramid. Earn up to 20,000 Canadian dollars when you promote or someone in your organization promotes to the rank of global director. Extremely unlikely, extremely unlikely. Earn up to 18,000 Canadian dollars annually when you achieve the lifestyle bonus. Don't know what that is, I presume we'll find out later. Earn up to 5% on your team sales within your organization. So team sales within your organization is probably if somebody is on your team member's team. It's not your personal team, but they're within your organization. That's the legs. Like, again, I do recommend the Body Shop video because it's quite a good introduction. I think I explained everything very thoroughly for sort of a beginner to MLMs. I'm going to stop pimping out that video. But this is the legs within the legs. So the people who are downlines of your downlines aren't your personal team, but they are within your organization. Earn potentially thousands in rewards and bonuses. Earn more during special incentives and promotions. This is all fairly obvious, isn't it? Here's the first page about the actual business. Immediately targets health concerns. Remember, this is a company that mostly sells herbs and spices. Immediately. 1 in 2 adults and 1 in 3 children are overweight or obese. 1 in 5 adults live with chronic diseases like heart disease, cancer, and diabetes. Immediately. It's not a health company. It's barely a healthy food company. I don't know if you could even call it that because, like I say, they mostly sell herbs and spices. Heart disease, cancer, and diabetes. As if by becoming a distributor for their product, you can change that. It is good to promote healthy eating. I don't think selling herbs and spices qualifies as really promoting healthy eating. That is something that is up to each individual distributor. It says the thing again, your business is poised to bring Epicure's consumable food products and time-saving cookware to homes across Canada and the US. Grow a global team. You have the ability to build a team and tap into more earnings by sponsoring consultants in Canada and the US. Nearly 20 million people are involved in direct sales in Canada and the US. So what that tells me is nearly 20 million people are already involved in direct sales and probably therefore aren't going to be interested in your company. What that tells me is that the market is probably oversaturated. More and more people desire supplemental income on a part-time, flexible basis with quick and low-cost startup. Yeah, they do. That's why companies like you target them. Here we go. The actual compensation overview, finally. So, QV, what's QV? It must say somewhere, right? Qualifying volume, maybe? Consultant. Personal sales, 250 QV. Same for senior. And then you get 25% on your personal sales and a 3% bonus for selling 2,000 plus QV in a month. For a senior consultant, it's exactly the same, 25%, 3%. But you can get these fast start rewards. So I believe to be a senior consultant, you need one person under you who is a qualified consultant. I believe that's what it means. And I'm guessing the P is for personal, so I'm assuming this is in your direct downline. You need one consultant. Please correct me if I'm wrong. What I take this to mean is that to be a senior consultant, you have to have one qualified consultant in your direct downline. To be a VIP, you need 2. To be an executive, you need 3. And that's your direct downline rather than their downlines, your overall organization. So it's 25%, 25%, 25%. Your personal sales commission only starts to improve at executive consultant, which requires 750 QV and 3,000 QV in team sales and 3 qualified people under you. And even then, it only goes up to 28%. So then we have leaders. You need 6 consultants, 4 in your personal team. And then you get up to this 30% commission. You start getting bonuses all the way up to global director. Most of the requirements are still the same, but you need 12 leaders, you need 4 senior leaders and 2, directors maybe? You need a big pyramid, basically, to be a global director. And then you start getting those big bonuses that they talked about on the first page. Okay, fast start program. Getting started is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Share, sponsor, build. It's so easy. Oh, look, here's some actual information, right. New rank must be achieved during your fast start period. Sponsor bonus is unlimited and paid in the month following a new consultant's completion of a qualified cooking class in month 1. So the good news is that the new consultant that you sponsor has to complete a qualified cooking class being one that brings in at least $250. So it doesn't sound like it's too easy to get the sponsor bonus, which is good because those are huge fuel for incentivizing recruitment. When there is an actual qualification period or task required, it means that you can't just get as many people as possible to join. So that's still incentivizing recruitment, but it's slightly better because at least they have to qualify by doing something that sounds like it's really hard to qualify. Of course, let's bear in mind, your personal sales can include your own personal purchases. And that is what happens so commonly in MLM, is people purchase their own inventory to remain active. It's super common. A lot of uplines will promote doing it because obviously they get money as well the longer you stay qualified. When I interviewed the lovely Nat, who was in Juice Plus, she was talking about how she still had product. At the time, she had like a living room full of product. Super common. So this is the fast start, right? Month 1, you need 4 cooking classes and you earn an Epicure consultant pin. Wow. And then you get $100 free product credit. So bearing in mind, this has to be a qualified cooking class. You have to do 4 qualified cooking classes, which earn minimum $250. I'm going to keep repeating that because to me it seems outlandish as a requirement. Month 2, you do 4 more. You get business kit reimbursement. In month 3, you do another 4 and you earn free conference registration. Didn't know they had a conference, haven't seen that around anywhere, but of course they do, all the MLMs do. And then you get $150 free product credit. There's not much to say about this other than it encourages that go hard right at the beginning kind of attitude. So many consultants, when they talk about how people approach multi-level marketing wrong, they talk about how it's a slow start, right? It's a slow burner. You have to be willing to do it for the long haul. But then these fast start bonuses, which almost every company I've looked at has, they encourage you to, so you do 4 cooking classes in the first month. You have to earn at least $1,000 in the first month to qualify for this fast start. Right? That is so unlikely in your first month that almost certainly at least some people are probably achieving this by purchasing product for themselves. Then you earn the $50 sponsor bonus for every new consultant you sponsor during your fast start. They have to qualify again with the $250 sales in that cooking class in the first month. And then you can rank up quicker and easier by doing this. Like the idea that it's not difficult to become an executive consultant within the first 3 months of starting this business is just wild to me. If you submit less than 250 QV, you'll earn compensation on your personal sales. However, you'll not be considered qualified for that month. You must qualify 1 month out of every 3 calendar months to remain active as an Epicure consultant. So there we go. So that I think is actually a good thing. If you earn less than 250 QV, you will still get paid for your personal sales, but you need to qualify at least once in every 3 months in order to remain active. You earn 25% commission on all personal sales. See, this, in my opinion, this should be the first page. It shouldn't be that page of up to this and earn up to this amount of money and up to this commission. It should have what you start as first, and then they can parade around what you could earn. Earn the consultant pin when you hold and submit your first qualified cooking class in your first month. Again, it's a pin. It's a pin. This is meant to be a business making you money. It's a pin. I wonder what they look like. Oh no. Oh, no wonder they don't show any pictures. For the amount of work you have to put in to earn that. The rewards are always so bad for these companies. Maybe it's a matter of personal taste. I don't know. They always look low quality. I don't know. Let's just skip all the way to Global Director because let's be honest, this is what people want. Have at least 12 qualified first-generation leaders. Have at least 4 qualified second-generation leaders. Have at least 2 qualified third-generation leaders. Maintain a personal team per the leader qualifications on page 9. For having this enormous team, you get 18,000 Canadian dollars paid in monthly installments, 30% compensation on personal sales. When do you get 33% then? I thought it said up to 33%. This is the global leader is the top one, it's 30% compensation. Maybe I just missed something. 30% compensation on all personal sales, 3% compensation on personal sales when you submit 2,000 plus QV within a month, 5% of personal sales of team members, 5% of first generation, 2% of second generation, 1% of third, 1% of fourth. You and your upline leader each earn 10,000 Canadian dollars when you promote to Global Director the first time and maintain your qualification level for 2 of 3 months. Perks: free hotel at conference and leadership summit. Fun 2-day strategy development trip with the VP of Sales. A 2-day strategy development trip sounds like a fucking riot. Imagine a normal company, right, a normal business being like, and here's a perk if you're a director, right? You get to do training. It's not really a perk, is it? It's like part of the job to make sure I'm still qualified and good at it and make sure I'm managing my team correctly. But whatever. Oh, and then you get the Global Director pin, 5 diamonds, when you promote to Global Director for the first time. It sucks so bad not having an income disclosure because I have no idea how many people are Global Directors versus everything else, you know? We've got absolutely no idea how much people in the company are making. I see nothing. There's no pictures anywhere. There's almost no results just in general. I have no idea what that looks like. The fact that they don't even have a picture. Maybe they haven't even designed it because nobody's got there. I don't know. That's just wild speculation. But there's no pictures anywhere. I'm not seeing any social media posts where people are saying, congratulations, this person made Global Director. Here's them in their pin. It's very quiet on social media about Epicure. QV is qualifying volume. Qualifying volume is attributed to each product to equalize qualification criteria globally. QV earned on a product will be the same in every country regardless of the retail price. Okay. For a consultant earning 25% commission on personal sales. If it's 50 Canadian dollars retail, you get 12.50 compensation and 50 QV. Maths break. Quick maths break. So if you qualify and you make $250 in sales, then you get $62.50, which is totally fine. But remember that if you're going to host any kind of cooking classes or actually show the products, promote the products by trying them yourself, then you're going to be really hard pushed to break even, especially because you've already paid for your starter kit, because the products, as I say, are so expensive. I always talk about the unique group because it's so eye-opening, but people in there, consultants, are always complaining that the products are too expensive, they can't buy any samples, so they find it really hard to sell things that they can't try themselves. And that's the same in every MLM. It's kind of a given that you have to invest in the products yourself. One of the things I always talk about is you have to live the life before you can promote it, right? Even if you're making $250 in sales, you're probably barely earning enough to actually buy any products to test for yourself. Hey, editing me here. I just thought it was important to add that the main big ticket items in this MLM that you're going to actually get noticeable income for are not things you're going to get repeat custom from. Once you've sold your friends and family expensive cookware once, nobody needs to buy a new frying pan every month, so it's going to be really hard to keep up that momentum even if you do make those sales early on. The things you're going to get repeat custom for, if any, are stuff like the meal kits. It's the consumable food products that are going to be repeat custom, and even then, things like seasoning, they don't get used up as fast as regular food. I just thought it was important to note that even though you might make sales on big ticket items, you're not going to get repeat custom for those very easily. All compensation percentages are earned according to the level you qualify at for the month, not your recognized level. For example, if you were recognized as a leader but only qualified as an executive consultant, you would earn compensation as if you're an executive consultant. So even if you rank up to a higher rank, if your sales are at consultant level, you wouldn't get the percentage that you're promised in this compensation plan. You would go back to only earning 25% on those sales. That is super interesting. That's the compensation plan. Let's take a quick look at the actual products. What is Epic Life? Epic Desserts collection? Epic Desserts food only. It doesn't look like food, it looks like packages. Okay, so that's like cake mix. This is 52 Canadian dollars for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mixes. That seems okay. That's hideous. Imagine paying $15 for that. Crispy crunchy lettuce wrap seasoning, Asian stir-fry seasoning, miso broth mix, sesame ginger dressing mix, and a lunch bag. See, again, the meal kits, they're described as meal kits, but they don't contain the actual food. It's just seasoning. Protein blends. That'll be an easy one to compare, actually. This is 700 grams of protein blend. Protein blend. I'm looking in British pounds, so bear that in mind. But there's 700 grams here of All Nutrition, $11.49. 1 kilogram of chocolate total blend, $21.99. Nutrisport protein and carbs, 700, $7.45. This 700 gram from Epicure is $59.95, $60. You can absolutely get protein powder much cheaper. I'm struggling to say protein powder. Wok and glass lid. Let's have a quick look at the what. Aluminium body, non-stick ceramic coating, easy grip handles. 15 pounds from Argos. 20 quid from Dunelm. It's a fancy carbon steel one. It's still cheaper. 20 quid, 25, 40, 30. Yeah, so I'm still quite confident that you can find a lot of the products much, much cheaper, which again is just going to make things harder to sell. There are some reviews I want to take a look at. There's some actual consultant reviews. I've also found a couple of websites that do reviews of a lot of MLMs. There's a lot of sites on the internet. Again, you still have to be very careful with them, but there are a lot of people who do sort of business from home websites and they will analyze different schemes. I'll link these in the description. Now that we've looked at the compensation plan, we should be able to verify the things that they say. This person has already compared with prices for some of their seasoning versus places like Amazon. I'm not going to watch this video. I did watch it in my personal time, but it's a consultant. It's not a corporate one, and I don't want to air their voice, their personal information if that's not what they want. Yes, this person also points out that you can't look at the starter kit until you contact a consultant. This is an idea of what's in the kit. 175 Canadian dollars it is to get the starter kit, plus shipping and taxes, cooking class planner envelopes, catalogues, order forms. You get some seasonings, dip mixes, and samplers, and a variety of kitchen tools such as a citrus press, a steamer, a cutting board, and prep bowls. This is another very useful thing to do because I think it's not something people consider when they join MLMs because the companies never mention these things. Travelling to parties and presentations, travelling to companies' conventions, even if you get a free ticket, most of the time you don't get accommodation or travel. Food and drinks for in-home parties, business cards, brochures, tables, booths at fairs and other events, inventory to sell in person, inventory for parties, inventory to show online is a huge one now. They are always encouraging you to do demonstration videos and photos and things, so your expenses really can add up. I think that's a really valuable thing to include. I'm going to look at a couple of posts from social media now and share those with you, and then we'll look at some reviews. Here's somebody on Facebook. Once a week I get paid in my side gig, Spice Biz, side hustle. 3 in a row, amazing. I call it our extra blessing! And it's no joke, you guys. Today was our Epicure payday. I literally cannot help but tell you all about this crazy thing. That's a lie. I don't know if you're struggling. I don't know if you hate your job. I don't know if you have a child that has special needs that requires extra attention. I don't know if you're on the verge of divorce. I don't know if you're happy. I don't know if you want to take a vacation, start a non-profit, help someone in need. Unbelievable list of things that this person is implying that you could do by joining Epicure, by selling like $10 spice mixes. Options are fun. Options are a luxury. Options were not an option for us by just having our traditional jobs. This isn't really relevant, and I'm not criticising this person, but just if you wanted to know, ellipses have 3 dots. Know what the other side of this is? You will change your life. It's good to see that the exaggerations you find in other MLMs are just as present in this one. Here's one that kind of made me laugh in a sort of horrified way. I have a very special gift to give the next person who joins my team. Are you looking for an incredible opportunity? It could be yours. I only have one. That's a lie. That's always a lie. There's no limit to how many spots you have on your team. It's just not true. It's a tactic that people are encouraged to use because it makes people want to rush into a decision and not think about it as much. And then the picture is a quote from Anne Frank. No one has ever become poor by giving. A, how does that relate in any way to joining someone's Epicure business? And second of all, Anne Frank really deserves better. Not interested in football? Now is the perfect time to buy more Epicure while he's distracted. This is the sort of one I see usually on like the makeup MLMs, the beauty ones, the nail ones, because it's like, ooh, buy myself a beauty treat while the husband's not paying attention. Please don't hide big impulse purchases from your spouse. You shouldn't be doing anything that you feel the need to hide from the other person. Either your relationship isn't very healthy or you're making too large purchases. Really thrive on this kind of like, ooh, spending the hubby's money, don't tell him, like, old school thing, weird. Somebody posted this picture of the ingredients of this roasted garlic mix, which I just found so funny. Aioli? Might be pronouncing that wrong. Roasted garlic aioli mix. Nutrition facts, ingredients, garlic. Would you like some garlic with your garlic? Oh, no thanks. I prefer my garlic to be mixed with itself. Let's take a look at some of the reviews because these are also super valuable. This is a 1-star review. Awful, toxic, overworked, bad environment. CEO yells and intimidates, treats everyone awful. 4 of us from different departments just left with a combined time of 40 years. We can't do it anymore. Keeps going downhill. Here's a review from a consultant, which actually has some positive things to say. There's no shopping needed. Everything's delivered to your door, couldn't get much easier. Cons, you're only making 25%. You're making them rich and doing all the footwork. This person has done it, realised exactly what MLMs are, and their frustration has come out on this review, and I love it because it's just so true. Everyone above you is going on vacation except for you. You have everything you need on their website to start your own, so go do it. Advice to management, get off your pedestal, you're not that special. This one's titled Biggest Mistake. The only pro is product that's discounted, although a lot of the food products are quite similar. The only thing that changes is the name. The lack of respect management has for the employees. If consultants saw how bad they treat people, they would not be giving the company great reviews. Consultants are independent and are supplied the products. They have no idea how things are done at the home office and don't see how the CEO or president interact with the people in the warehouse or distribution centre. If the consultants saw the way operations people are talked to by the CEO and president, they would be shocked. Consultants are treated very differently than staff and get a lot more respect and recognition than employees do. The CEO pushes requests for new business on a handful of consultants. They dismiss good and hard workers without notice or reason and will escort you off the property like a criminal. They make promises of better opportunities within the company, however there are only promises made to keep people from leaving. The culture is the worst. It's one where tattling on your co-workers is encouraged, and that's sad because it means you don't know who you can trust. Basically, you can't trust anyone because you may get thrown under the bus. The management that is left is clearly unqualified to lead people, and none of them can actually make a decision or a plan and stick to it. Could not advise strongly enough to stay away. The company once had great leadership under Sylvia, but has since fallen subject to the predatory and highly inexperienced leadership of her spoiled daughter Amelia. She has had an inexorably toxic effect on the company, with most, if not all, of the senior leadership leaving. Oh wait, there is no senior leadership there anymore. I will just say this review is from 2014. The first one we looked at was from 2020. This is an older one. So things could likely have changed since this one, although looking at the 2020 review, possibly not. The company is but a hollow shell of its former self. I cannot advise enough, stay away from this toxic pyramid scheme. If you're a woman, you have a chance to rise up, but be fearful of the all-knowing boss. Enjoyed some of the people I worked with, small budget for education. Cons, CEO is incompetent, toxic culture of gossip and backstabbing, poor salary compensation, office smells like spices, layer of spice caked on clothes every day. Listen, I worked in a burger restaurant. Food smells quite good while it's cooking. When you get home and you still smell of it, it is bad. Advice to management, get rid of the CEO, fire upper management and start fresh. Here's another review from a consultant. Good product, upline leaders were helpful, that's really good to hear. Cons, COVID-19 happened and my status went to inactive. I contacted customer service, they took over a week to respond and told me I could reinstate for a small activation fee. Their email went to my junk folder, I got lucky and saw it while looking for something else. I responded asking for further instruction since the response did not tell me exactly how to go about this, and was then informed that because it's a new month there's nothing I can do. That I should have some understanding that they have high volume and that's why they took so long to respond. Guess that understanding only works one way, despite me explaining how the pandemic led me to not be able to devote this time until now. Don't ask people for empathy if you're not willing to return it. If someone is asking to make money for you, turning them away is a pretty awful business practice. I will say there are of course a lot of consultants, like in every MLM, there are a lot of consultants leaving positive reviews online that have enjoyed it and liked the products. But I think there's more than enough red flags there to reconsider if you're thinking about Epicure, especially as it has only fairly recently come to the US and more people might be dipping into it. For me, there are just too many red flags. I really dislike that there is no income disclosure. If a company is not being transparent about how much money its consultants are making, there is always a reason. All the talk about the CEO and upper management is deeply concerning to me. The products you can get cheaper elsewhere, so it's going to be really hard to make money. I don't like that they're leaning towards these encouraging of targeting health issues. I always think that's deeply unethical. So that is Epicure, the Herb and Spice MLM. Like I said, lots of red flags for me. You make 25% commission, but I can see it being extremely difficult to remain a qualified presenter to make that 250 in a month needed to be a presenter longer than 3 months. We have no way to verify one way or the other because there is no income disclosure, but if loads of people were making tons of money, I'm pretty sure we would see that somewhere. My recommendation would be to avoid. Of course, I think all multi-level marketing schemes are bad, but this one just looks like one that it is extremely difficult to make money in. I would recommend caution. Thank you so much for watching. Do like this video if you liked it. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Let me know your thoughts down below, especially if you have had experience with this company. Do tell me about other MLMs you'd like me to take a look at. Share your personal stories. It is so great to hear that stuff. If you'd like to see more from me, you can follow me on my gaming channel. You can come and hang out on Twitch where we're live 2 to 3 times a week. As always, I would like to give a huge shout out to my giant chickens over on Patreon, who are Amber, ChicFilADeathFries, Connla, Chicken Maximus Lyons, Lucie Lamprell, Manny, Miss Bumbriest, Mr. Creosote, Taxman, and Vernon Stubbs. And a special shout out to Tiarna over on Patreon, who I mentioned earlier is the person that brought Epicure to my attention. This video wouldn't have happened without you, so thank you so much. Have a very lovely week, and I will see you really soon.